Yo, what's up, guys? Getting started here with the stream, being joined by Coach Bash himself. How you doing, man? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. All right, let me just the volume real quick, because I think you might be a little quiet compared to the music. Okay, can you try talking?
Hello.
Okay, that's a lot better. I can hear you now.
Alright.
All right, so what's up, Alec? So yeah, this is a melee lesson, but I can tell you right now, full disclaimer, full disclosure, I'm not a melee player. I'm a Smash player. It's fundamentals carry over, all that good stuff. I played PM. PM's a different beast, but I will do my darndest to get everything across that needs to be gotten across. So, Coach, right now you main both Fox and Falco in melee. You said.
Right, yeah.
Okay. From what I've seen, I would say you're probably around an intermediate level player. You're definitely getting up in there with the in your local scene. You made it to grand finals in a recent tournament. You're making works. As I'm proud of you from what I've seen. You said today you wanted to work on your mindset, and you wanted to work on certain matchups that you were struggling with.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Kirby? I remember fighting you in a tournament not long ago. Hey! I do remember you. You were the DDD player, I want to say. That was a good time. Your DDD's nasty. The Model P? Anyways. Model PL. This blue text is messing with me. It's dark blue on a black background. How you doing? Nice seeing you, man. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started here. So, what did you want to talk about regarding mindset? Mindset can mean many different things, and I know we've spoken a lot about your mindset in areas outside of Smash before, but specifically related to Smash, what would you say is something that you want to work on here?
So, I've always had this goal of winning an offline tournament, my local tournament. So, I tend to be just focused on events because I swore to myself that I'm gonna win this tournament once and then never take Smash serious again, you know? Just like an achievement, personal achievement. So, I tend to be very nervous when playing, especially in grand finals. I think I inputted everything wrong, like 80% of the time. So, I know maybe just another take to get started, being in grand finals as an example, and not falling behind in terms of nerves and stuff.
Okay.
So these past 3 monthlies, I've always gotten second place, always. And that's simply because in grand finals I tend to be extremely nervous. Not even in losers, it's just grand finals. So that's where the whole pressure is.
Okay, so it's right when you are right up to your goal that you feel that massive pressure.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is already a good thing to go off of here. So, I think we've spoken about this before, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit again. Your goal right now is to win the tournament. And
Exactly.
you feel, okay, I'm resetting what you're saying right now so I can try to get the ball rolling. So, you feel that once you win that tournament, you won't have to take the game seriously. Again, you can just have fun with it. But you really want to win one tournament. Okay, so right there, the fact that you're only feeling it in grand finals is extremely telling to me. Because what that tells me is that when you are right up to your goal, once you're so close to that win that you can almost taste it, you are going to do things that can make you win faster. Like first off, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Because the win is right there, and you can just taste it, you can just go up and get it, and it's like, oh my god, it's right here, I need to get it. So already there's a lot of pressure, because now you have your win condition is right in front of your face, And your loss condition means you don't get that win. You don't win the tournament, and you feel like you failed yourself. That's already like a huge, massive leap, because all you want is something that only one person can get. And that's a powerful motivating force, but when you're right up next to that goal, it's also a deficit because of that pressure that it puts on you. So, let me put it this way. When you are in a situation where you really want to achieve something, your body, your mind is going to subconsciously alter its decisions and in the moment pressured actions to fit your goal. But the problem is it doesn't do what's best for you. Your mind doesn't work that way. That's not how we're wired as human beings. Your mind will start making decisions on what it believes will give you what you want the fastest. And in this case, you want to win. So the things that will give you the win the fastest are the things that will give you the highest reward. The problem is that the things that give you the highest reward often have the highest risk associated with them. And that's where you throw the match. So like let's say for example your opponent is at 100%, and as Fox you can get a kill by up smashing him. Whenever, just up smash him, just kill him. So you're gonna start fishing for that up smash. You're gonna start throwing out these attacks, these kill moves, and if your opponent sees that coming, then they'll realize you start playing very linearly, and then they'll be able to stage a comeback. Same thing in Smash 4, same thing in any other game, to be honest. Once you see the ending and you tunnel vision into a series of decisions that is very easy for the opponent to read, then it's already over. Unless the opponent makes a mistake. And if the opponent does not make a mistake, then they'll win because they're seeing through all your moves. Because you gave them that opportunity right at the end. That's part one of it. Let me just make a quick note of that. Coach's perspective. Okay, so, being close to your goal leads your mind to make high reward. Leads your mind to take the win. To make decisions that get you to that goal fastest. Not best. I.e., high reward decisions make you win faster. But it can be very risky and telegraphed. Okay, so what else? That's part one of the issue. Part two was the fact that when you're right up to your goal, there's a lot of pressure because of the fear of failure. So I'm going to make a note on that as well. Clearly defined goal carries risk of failure, which can put a lot of pressure on you. So what I would suggest generally in that situation is, well, let me keep going a little bit before I actually get there. So there's the first part, I'm actually going to write this down in the chat. I'm going to post a link to it so everyone can see what I'm writing here in the notes, and I'm going to send you a copy as well in the Discord.
Alright.
Okay, so part 2 of it is that when you are focused on the win, you get that there's a clearly defined goal that carries the risk of failure, which can put a lot of pressure on you, like I said. But then there's the aspect of anything that takes you away from that goal will leave you feeling upset and will make you take decisions that'll put you back on track. So, for example, you lose a stock and your opponent's at high percent, so you're upset, you're immediately going to try to go and seal up the stock so you can catch up. And the opponent uses that moment of disclarity, that moment where you're just blind trying to catch up, in order to keep the lead and to gain an even bigger lead because your moves are being telegraphed to them. At that point, it's very easy for you to punish you. It's like when an opponent dies and respawns, if they try to go ham in order to abuse the iframes, you can often catch them in a combo right at the start of the stock. Bayonet is a classic example of Smash 4 because they can just witch time you to calm down and then start a huge combo. But it applies to any character, any game, to be honest. It's just when you are feeling like the tickets are down, you're going to make riskier decisions in order to try to catch up, generally, if your goal is focused on winning. So there's the another layer on that, which is that if you make a mistake like that and you try to catch up, you're going to play a little riskier, which is going to lead you to make more mistakes, which is going to make you a little salty, which is going to make you do more mistakes, which is going to make you even saltier. And this is why at the end of this match that you've been investing your full self into, right up next to your goal, you just completely fall apart and feel like you failed yourself. Like it was so close, you had it, you threw it away, and you have to take like a 30-minute breather in order to get back into the game. I've seen it happen so many times. And the common thing among every single person is that their goal, their stated goal, was that they were playing for the win. Specifically for the win. Now, everyone says that they should be playing to win. And of course, if you don't want to win, why are you even playing in a tournament, right? But it's not about that. It's not about wanting to win. It's not about anything like that. It's about playing well, more so than anything else. I said this so many times in the Discord. I said this so many times in earlier lessons because, like, I feel like it needs to be clarified, though, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't be trying to win. I'm saying you should remember the journey instead of the destination, because the destination is something in the future. It's something out of your hands. If you're focused on something that's not directly in front of you, then your focus will not be on the match, and you'll be more likely to make mistakes. You're putting pressure on yourself for things that don't even exist yet. You're not holding the trophy in your arms yet. So don't think about it. Think about the steps that will take you to that trophy. That's one of the most important things I think I can say about mindset is focus on the moment. Focus on this moment, Shulk, etc., etc., you know. So, let me just write a quick note on that. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask while I'm writing this out. Anything that needs to be clarified or anything that might not fully make sense.
Sure. So, in the circumstance of me having gotten second, like the last 3 times, it's kind of hard to like focus on only the grand finals, because it's just like, yeah, I know for sure that I'm gonna be. So the tournament is next weekend, right? And I know for sure that I'm definitely gonna end up in grand finals once again. So it's like, like kind of like just I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it chore? Core?
A chore?
When it yeah right like that, you know? It's like a chore. And so when I'm in grand finals, then I'm like, yeah, rinse and repeat. Here we go again. Try to fix your mindset, get your mind straight, and I usually fail at that.
Hmm. Well, I
So
mean,
I don't
it's
know,
one
like, oh,
thing
yeah.
to think, get your mind straight, but if you don't know how to get your mind straight or what exactly needs to be straightened, if you don't focus on the moment details, the minute details, everything in the moment, step by step, you can't just tell your mind, go do thing when thing isn't something that's clearly defined. Otherwise, your mind will be completely lost.
What about if it's like the win is in your subconsciousness and you actively like are able to just think about the match, the game itself, but just in the back of your head, it's always there, like this whole winning thing. So
Well, I mean,
I
it's hard to get rid of like right off the start. Like first off, you want to have it's a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a paradox. You need to want to win as a motivator to get you the win. But you don't want to lose yourself for the sake of wanting to win.
all right.
Which is why I tell people to focus instead on something else while they're in the match. Focus on learning in order to be able to adapt to the opponent and in order to be able to better themselves for the future. Or focus on making sure that they don't make mistakes or that they play well. Like, focus on if you lose to the opponent. Don't lose to yourself. Play in this moment and just keep it going from there. Instead of focusing on winning the match, focusing on playing well so that you can consistently stay ahead and win the match. Because if you play well, you're probably going to win.
All right.
And it's a little more in the moment. It's a little harder to tilt yourself. Essentially, if you are focused on the win, a lot of the times, like I said, your mind, your subconscious will try to be the primary motivator because there are some in the moment decisions that directly lead to the win, and that's where you will often go into autopilot. Throughout the rest of it, or rather, that's when you'll start developing the very focused habits like fishing for a kill or stuff like that. Especially if you lead yourself to autopilot. But throughout the rest of the match, it's just a matter of playing and not dying. Just deal as much percentage as possible, get as early as kill as possible. That's the kind of decisions you're going to be making in the moment. And it's in those moment-to-moment decisions that you often lose to yourself. So when I say to focus on playing well, those moment-to-moment decisions will be your goal. And because that pressure isn't all in one aspect of I might die, I don't want to lose this match, I don't want to die, I don't, any of this stuff. That's like, I feel like one way of saying it is, if you focus on the moment-to-moment decisions, you're spreading the pressure that you would have had from the one event that crushes your soul to every moment in the match. So imagine all that salt that you would have gathered because you lost, because you failed your decision, is instead spread minutely and sprinkled throughout the entire dish. It's like, oh, I missed a tech chase. Alright, let's move on. Oh, I missed this other thing. Okay, let's move on. And if you mess up like 5 or 6 things, you're going to feel a little upset, but you're not going to feel crushed and defeated.
Alright.
So that right there not only leaves you feeling better after the match, and not only puts less pressure on yourself during the match, but it helps you play better because your autopilot isn't going to be making super risky decisions trying to reach for the win. Instead, you're going to be focused on the moment-to-moment stuff and making proper risk-reward calls. That way, when your opponent starts fishing for kills, you can notice it and you can kill him.
You're right.
Let me just make a quick note on that.
Yeah, so I used to be like, damn, I missed my wave dash up smash. Oh my god, still can't do that under pressure. How bad am I? You know, like this.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And if that
and it's just negative thinking from there, and I keep messing up and just get more and more tilted and can't get myself out of it. So.
Exactly. That a
So
lot of that
moment
comes.
decisions sound actually really quite good.
That's the main change. It's like a lot of people hear me talking about instead of playing to win, play to play well, and they think, okay, so should I just not try to win? It's like, no, that's not the point. The point is to not make it your main focus. You're focusing on the match, not on the result of the match, and that'll make you win more.
All right.
And it puts less pressure on yourself. So like every single nail on the head, it hits. Now there is a bit of a difference between playing to learn and playing for the sake of playing well. And the difference there is that, hold on. Let me just go deeper here. So when you play to learn, you're going to be, both of them put you in the moment. Both of you spread the salt all throughout, make a well-seasoned dish. But playing to learn is focused more on investigation and adaptation and learning. Obviously, more learning, but everything else. So you're going to be experimenting more. It's like, what happens if I do this in this situation? And it might not work, but you're going to gain that knowledge for the future. So playing to learn obviously makes you a better player in the long run. But in the moment, if you may find yourself making risky decisions for the sake of experimentation and learning. Like trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to do like an up air edge guard off stage as Fox or something like that, you know? It's just silly things that, like the big brain actions that maybe not pan out, or maybe won't pan out, but might result in some nice technology in the future. And then playing for the sake of playing well focuses more like using all the things you've learned as a culmination up until this point. It allows you to play more focused, and it allows you to call on the knowledge that you have a lot easier. But it also makes it a little harder to adapt if you find an opponent that kind of just sits on you, you know? Like, if you're not experimenting and adapting in the moment and you don't have an answer to an opponent, then you're not going to be able to win. So those are the limitations there. You pick your poison depending on the situation. If you're not familiar with the matchup, playing to learn is extremely beneficial. If you are familiar with the matchup, maybe playing for the sake of playing well would work a little better. And of course, if you've already gotten to that point where you're a top player and you're just trying to win all the tournaments you can, just play to play well. It's almost nothing that you really need to experiment with because you've gained that experience all throughout 18 years of playing Melee, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you should never stop trying to learn, but it's about the focus. It's about where you put the focus. I'm gonna have to review this thing and write the notes because I'm going a little ahead of myself. So, any other questions you want to cleared up before we move on?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Let's see. So we discussed playing to win. We discussed playing to play well. and playing to learn. Discussed how to alleviate pressure in the moment. Now let's talk about if you lose yourself. If in the middle of the match you realize that you've fallen into autopilot, or that you're stuck in a moment from playing to win, you're just like going back and forgetting all the stuff that you learned today. You realize this. What you have to do in that situation is just hard reset. Just take yourself out of the match for a moment, however you can. Because if you stay in that match, you're going to stay in that moment, you're going to stay making the same decisions you were before. You have to pull yourself out of the match and then go back in with a refreshed mindset and just go into your most basic stuff. It's like, okay, what does a match look like right now? What can I do differently? What have I been doing? What has my opponent been doing in return? How can I deal with this situation? A good example is when you lose your stock. A lot of people immediately respawn and go back towards your opponent. But when the opponent has momentum, and when they've lost their momentum, a lot of the times this just means that they fall into that autopilot of what I just mentioned, trying to catch up, because they've fallen a little behind. They want to get the kill on the opponent. They want to put the game back on even footing. And it doesn't work out. They just end up tripping on themselves. That's where you got to be careful. Okay, hold on. Making a little bit of a mess here. I'm going on autopilot with my own emotions in real life. Rest in peace, this thing. Anyways, where was I?
Autopilot.
Okay, so talking about when you find yourself in that moment, hard reset, put yourself back into the match, and think about everything you need to think about in order to put yourself back in that situation. A couple situations to notice is when you respawn and you start going gung-ho for your opponent. Like, one thing that I noticed to pull myself out when I fall into this is, as Shulk in Smash 4, when I respawn and I notice myself going into Smash Hard and chasing the opponent down when they're at like 80%. That right there is an instant trigger of, I am on autopilot. Respawn, Smash Art, okay, stop, pull myself out. Think. Like, it's not necessarily a bad decision all the time. Like, I could get a kill. I could turn the match back in my favor. But it's just something that I do all the time when I'm in that state, that I just use it as a cue of, okay, pull myself out because this isn't working. That's a good way of keeping it in mind.
Alright.
If there's something like that that you notice for yourself, then there you go. So, beyond that, it's just a matter of getting that experience down and just keeping it going. There's a couple of people I know that like play to not lose instead. That they try to focus on staying in the match and I
mean, isn't that like for the earlier rounds of the tournament?
hold on, let me find a good song. Damn it. Yeah, okay. This works. No, like people who are not like sure of themselves, that they end up playing to not lose instead of playing to win or playing to anything else. That instead it's the same thing as playing to win, but it has the opposite problem, where instead of focusing on making high reward decisions, they'll focus on making low risk decisions. which means they'll miss opportunities. They'll completely throw away chances that they had to win the match simply because they were not sure of themselves. That's another thing to avoid. Anyways, we spent half an hour talking about mindset. So let's focus a little bit on the other end. I have a match here. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen so you can see this.
All right. Yeah, it's working. It's fine.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This was the winners final set from the set that we saw. I figured it'd be better to look at this one first. Actually, no. Let's talk about the grand final set because you said most of the pressure happens in grand finals. Does it happen in winners finals?
No, I'm a completely different person in winners final.
Okay, then yeah, let's look at grand finals because that's the important one.
It's the same opponent though. Like I lost him in winners finals, got sent to losers finals, and then I had to play him again. So that was kind of tilting already that he sent me to losers.
Gotcha. No, yeah. Okay, so right now you're doing pretty decently. You're holding the lead. I feel like there's a couple of things that you're doing that might not lead to the highest reward, but I don't know the game well enough to say. I guess I'm just gonna focus on calling out the very erroneous stuff that's going on. For the most part, that right there I noticed. He is playing at a range that I feel like, for the most part, you have better horizontal range than he does. But he's much better at controlling his space. So in this matchup, I feel like you really need to abuse that. Use your horizontal positioning to your advantage, because when he is starting his combos, it's generally from a landing. And it's in a way that if you are out of his range, you can very easily punish him with a bigger hitbox than he can deal with something like a back air or a nair. A lot of the times that you're getting hit is because you didn't space yourself well. Like, he does have some big hitboxes, but overall your hitboxes are a lot harder for him to deal with. Like, that up air had no range, and it hit you because you misspaced yourself. If you had thrown out a back air there, you would have hit him way before he landed. You would have been able to put him on the ledge, and you would have been able to get him into an optimal spot where Fox can just shine. And he shine until he starts crying, you know? Right there, that down air was because you didn't space yourself well. You notice how slowly he moved from this position. I feel like if you exploit your stage control much more here, like right there you went for this grab, but considering the way he's moving around, you haven't pressured him into his shield. There's no reason that he's going to fall for this grab. Unless you out-frame data him with something and you like grab armor through something. But for the most part, it's more likely that he's just going to be throwing out hitboxes. So at this point, if I were you, I would have thrown out a back air here.
Alright.
Just push him towards the ledge, set up the edge guard, and good times will be had by all. Instead, you died.
So usually I keep control of my space by doing short up double lasers. So yeah, I tend to fail that too in grand finals. So that's where my plan goes. Like, I don't know how to control space anymore without my double lasers.
Well, a double laser is more so a tool to force an approach. It's essentially saying, you can't ignore me, come at me. But if the opponent's already coming at you, then double laser is useless. The important thing that you want to do is you want to be able to lay down pressure on the opponent. Force them to respect your presence and kill them, you know? And right now, he's not respecting you at all. You barely throw out any hitbox. You've only gotten him to 30%. Considering your hitboxes are better than his, and comparable damage, but like you have much better gimp ability. Like there's this, like you're just not attacking enough, from what I think. I think if you spaced yourself at the mid range, focused on intercepting and punishing him, as opposed to reading him so much, because I feel like in this situation, it's not a matter of reading your opponent, it's just a matter of oppressing them. And you are not doing a good job of that. Let's keep looking. Like, right now, I like the way you're spacing yourself, but you overcommitted with that double jump.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a short hop. I messed that up all the time.
You mean, oh, like you were supposed to land on the platform and short hop?
No, I was supposed to like a short hop and nair into shine, but mess it up all the time in tournaments. So I usually just retreat then.
Okay. If you had wave landed onto the platform, you would have been fine here. But because you landed right there, he was able to intercept you. That said, he only got an up air, so whatever. This was fantastic. Right there.
I don't know how to so he seems to land a lot with down air, and I don't know how to contest that.
Don't contest it vertically. That thing is huge. It hits through the floor. There's no reason you should be contesting it from below. But you can contest it from the side with a back air.
Yeah, I gotta reposition myself then. I understand.
This is fantastic right now. Good. Oppress him. Force him off the ledge. If you spaced yourself a little bit better, you would have been able to back air there. And you would have gotten the stock. Phantom hit. Back air. Perfect. Now edge hog. Back air. Beautiful. Perfect stock. At the end there, at least. You got caught out because you mispositioned yourself. Good angle. Okay. Nice. Jesus, hold on. Let's take a look at that. In this position, there was no reason you should have tried to contest him here. Because if he is able to get a running start, then a small hitbox like your Nair is not going to beat out anything he has, and getting hit in this position when you're at 107% is a ridiculously high risk. I would have suggested just using the space behind you to back off. Make some space between you and him, and whiff punish.
Alright.
If you had dash dance backwards, you would have been able to put yourself in a position where you could have punished him with whatever you wanted, including an air.
Alright.
Though, let me tell you, that was a really ballsy move he just pulled off, and I'm applauding him for that one, because that was beautiful. It shouldn't have worked, but I know why you did what you did. If you had a sword, it would have worked. Your Nair isn't a sword. Your back air is. Did you just... No, never mind. That was respawn armor. Nice! No!
Yeah. That was C-stick Nair.
What? You can't see stick Nair in this game, can you?
You can.
Damn, I didn't know that. But you should have just shined him, though.
Yeah, I was afraid of getting hit by his up B again, so I didn't want to risk it.
If you're afraid of it, then you gotta practice it, because let me tell you, that was free.
Alright.
Because, like, let's look at that again. Bleak, bleak, bleak. The hitbox is gone.
Yeah, I should have jumped Shine. Yeah, you're right. Would have landed at ledge again, too.
You gotta recognize where the danger is. Because there was no danger there at all. That was free. Nice! Good whiff punish. Back air hitbox, though. You see, every part that you start doing well is when you're controlling your horizontal space. That was really good. Good intercept. Back air. He's gonna seal out the stuff. There you go. Free. You're keeping it even right now. Damn. That's okay, though. You can come back from that. Now you're scared. You're shook. Oh my god. What were those buttons?
I did something.
That's what we're gonna be seeing on For Glory and Smash Ultimate. That was disgusting. You see right there, that right there was exactly what we were talking about before. You messed up the wave shine and you got salty for it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of, because there's no other explanation for you being so scared here. You had all the space in the world. You had no reason to commit to evasive options here. And you just died for it because you jumped into him afterwards. Like, at this point, if you had stayed where you were, if you had even, like, shielded or done another spot dodge or jumped straight up, you would have been perfectly fine and there would have been nothing that he could have done to you. But because you jumped into him, you died.
Yeah. I was just like, so in my head of like this whole, oh, I messed this up, what the fuck did I do? That I didn't think about that he would go for a punish now, so that's why I jumped into him.
Yeah. That's like the best time to go for a punish too. Oh. Well, I mean, sure. That was a smash 4 edge guard right there. Fox forward smash at ledge. Well, if you were a little closer, it would have worked. If you were a little closer, it would have worked. Right there, that was a really good threat that he did. But you shouldn't have been in range to threaten at all. At that point, the best thing you could have done would have been like wave dash out of shield backwards.
Alright. Was thinking the same. So we're good.
Right there, you're staying on the ground, you're controlling. There's no reason that you're going to grab him if you are not threatening him. If he is not scared enough to shield, you will not grab him.
So like, in this situation, right, I don't know what is the best thing to do, so I keep going for grabs, even though I can't combo into them because it's Captain Falcon, but I'm too scared to like do down air shine or anything like that, because I'm gonna mess it up anyway, so that's why I go for grabs, because it's simple, but even though they're not beneficial.
Honestly, in that case, instead of going for the grabs, like, yeah, it's I feel like that's an example of something that is high reward, but also not so much high risk, but low chance of success. In that case, I would just throw out back airs, to be honest. I would go for like these long range hitboxes to poke and to at least put some pressure on him.
Alright.
The down airs, like, maybe you'll mess him up, but what's the worst that'll happen if you mess him up? Are you gonna get punished? Or are you just not gonna get the follow-up? That's the stuff you gotta think about, because if you're not gonna get punished, you might as well try it. There's no risk.
Yeah, you're right.
Meanwhile, there is a big risk for missing a grab. That was a really good tech.
I was just smashing buttons, don't worry about it.
Okay, but that angle, though.
So I'm messing up these wave chains out of shield, so that's why I spot dodge twice.
Gotcha, okay.
Just them damn nerfs.
That's definitely
Like,
something you need to practice then.
just practical, I can do this stuff, I wouldn't know what to use in that situation, but I'm just failing to execute it. And thus losing.
For the most part, I really think you can beat this guy. He's not that good. But, a lot of it is just, oh my god, triple up smash. A lot of it is just your positioning that needs work. Like, even not doing complex Fox stuff, you can beat... I could probably beat him as Fox. Let's put it that way. You just need to oppress him. Just throw out back airs, he won't have an answer to it. So long as you space yourself well, the spacing's the important part.
You're right.
Put some space between you and him. Right there. That's exactly what I was saying. When you are in this position, this is one of the most dangerous places you can be against Falcon. You should, when you find your opponent pressuring your shield like this, don't even risk it. You don't have to. You're Fox. Just run. Just make space between you and him, and then play where you're best. Fox is incredible in the mid-range because he's got a ridiculously long-range back air, and he's got the speed to go in and out of close range whenever he wants. So abuse that. Falcon has to commit. Fox does not.
Alright.
Okay, that's cute. Now, here he's pressured. Now, look at how he's actually shielding now. This is why the grabs are working beautifully. Ah, but he went too high there. At that point, it would once you realize that he goes too high, you need to change up your game plan and cover his landing.
I mean, that back was pretty close, though.
It was, but that's I guess that's more of a matter of knowing the matchup, knowing how high he can go, because there was no chance in hell that back air was gonna hit. Up air might have hit.
Up air, yeah.
Nice shine stall. Damn, the angle though. That backer is a blessing and a curse. Okay, tech chases. Okay. Messed with the wave dash, but you didn't get punished too hard. Good angle. Why does it keep thinking you're gonna go directly into him? You have not once gone directly into him. Okay. Good spacing! That's exactly what I'm talking about. Use your ability to go in and out. Decent pressure, but you backed off. Like, right there, that was really good. Once you noticed that you messed up, you backed off.
Alright.
That's how you alleviate it. If you make a small mistake, just get back into the game. Right there, if you... I feel like you focus a little bit too much on trying to intercept the opponent. Because here, there was no chance that he would have landed on stage. No, you didn't have to down smash. You could have just grabbed ledge.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
When he's that low, there's no chance he's going to mix you up by landing on stage. You gotta be aware of that. And even if he did land on stage, you could have just, like, ledge drop up aired and killed him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, if you go for the ledge hog, you cover everything. Literally everything. Because he lands with lag when he up Bs. That's a free kill. Good back air. Right there, that could have been the up air.
Yeah, I messed up so bad.
That's okay, you got it. You got a good lead. Nice, get out of there. Good spacing. Good. Uh-oh. That is not safe on hit. You see, look at how he's fishing!
Yeah, you just want them knees all the time.
I swear to you, if you are able to remove that pressure that you have on yourself, you will beat this man free. You'll be winning every tournament.
I hope so.
The only reason you are losing is because of that pressure that you have on yourself and some some things that you didn't know how to deal with. Now you do. Your dagger's a sword. You use it as a sword, you won't be able to get in close. You'll be able to whiff punish anything. You'll be able to intercept anything. And so long as you know how to recover when you make a mistake, even being pressured won't be that much of a problem. Put the pressure on him. Make him deal with it. How you win video games. Watch one more game and then do some last questions, some last notes, and we'll go ahead and finish the lesson. All right?
All right.
Oh jeez, that time was almost the only time he made the call out. But good job mixing up. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I get destroyed this game.
And this is the perfect game to look at then. Let's back up a little bit. So, for the most part, he's just throwing out attacks and waiting for you to run into them. Honestly, right there, hey, you went for the ledge, which is pretty good. I personally would have probably just gone for the cloud. Give myself a few more options there. But, let's see here what exactly happens. I feel like you're not respecting his range. You're not using your ability to get in and out. You're not using your sword. You're putting yourself in a position where you can get hit with him. You're putting yourself too close. You don't have to be close until you're hitting him. That's the beauty of Fox.
Alright.
That was cheeky. Yeah, you're messing up the waves, the wave dashes out of shine, but I mean, you're still in the lead. Like, you just took 2 stocks back to back. You put yourself a little bit too close here. You need to make space between you and him, and you didn't, so you got caught out and you died. But even then, if you just recovered a little better, you would have had it. Like, this match, you say you got destroyed, but this is really close. And this is with you making so many mistakes. You cut those out, or not even, like, the mistakes you're making aren't actually screwing you over. It's more so the fact that you weren't making use of your space. Like, this guy's just dash dancing for the sake of moving. You're dash dancing for the sake of making space between you and him. So if you did that more, you would win for free. Like, this man shouldn't even be a challenge for you. Oh no! No! Not like this! Bruh! You say you got destroyed. You destroyed yourself.
Man, I goofed that.
You goofed that. Making me eat my words. Okay, 2 mistakes messed you up, and both of those were SDs.
Can you see my nose?
Oh my god. Please, take that pressure off of yourself. You'll be playing so much better. You'll be winning these tournaments for free because this guy is not good at Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. If this is your grand finals, this tournament is free.
It is free. It's only him who has to argue against.
Then yeah, improve yourself and you'll win video games. That's I mean, no offense to him. You guys are playing the video game, but like, you should definitely be beating him.
Yeah.
Yo, these words I'm saying, I'm about to get money matched. Full disclosure, I'm not good at Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. I could say that with pride, but at least I know how it's played. Anyways, we have about 6 minutes left. Is there anything you wanted to ask about before we close up?
Just about a certain playstyle.
Okay.
So like I very much started with the Marth matchup as VoDs. It's like in the current meta it's like 70-40 F30 for Marth. And I mean I'm not facing any Marths in tournament, but just to like
just to understand the matchup a little bit.
Right. So I think the matchup always just comes down to whether someone runs in first and the other one calls him out with a grab. Like I would short hop Nair and he would just wave dash back and grab me. And that's like all he does, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to play around it except double lasers. But whenever I double laser, he just uses his immense speed of wave dashing to like get close to me and give me an F smash. So that's not an option. So it just feels like it's about whoever calls out the attack and then gets the grab.
Here's the thing. There's some things that I want to touch on that you just said. First off, double laser is extraordinarily safe. It's a short hop. You don't get punished across the stage for short hopping. You get punished across the stage for short hopping multiple times in a row. It's if you use it as a tool in the moment to peck on a little bit of damage instead of using it as a completely different mode of play, he's not going to be able to react fast enough to one short hop double laser to wave dash across the stage and forward smash you. It's because you're getting yourself in that mindset of using it multiple times in a row that he's able to read you and catch you out. That's a call out. That's more than anything else. So, beyond that, the Marth matchup is partially about who grabs who. That's like a huge part of it, because you get some good damage, and I mean, like at least on FD, a Marth can 0 to death you for free. But a big part of it is against any sword character. The way that you beat them, the way that you keep the advantage on them, is by using your ability to whiff punish. You should not be pressing the first button against a sword character, unless you're oppressing them.
Alright.
If you're not oppressing them, what you do is you bait them to pressing a button. There's a nice video that I'm going to pull up. And it's a pretty good example on how you're supposed to play this matchup. Hold on a second. Let me put some sound for you. Stream is getting sound. You're not. There you go. Now you're getting sound.
Actually not.
Oh, I guess you don't really need sound.
What the? So ultimately with my speed, I guess. Yes, like when I'm too fast, he can't catch me.
Pretty much. You can get in and out of his range, and there's not much that he can really do about it. Like, he has good spacing. He has good range. He can get in and out. He has a big sword. Like, Marth is ridiculously strong for a sword character. A lot stronger than Link is in this game. But the point is that Fox is second to none when it comes to whiff punishing.
You're right.
Sword characters compared to a fighter like Fox, have to commit to their swings. They're fast swings, but they have to commit. If you can bait that swing, then you can punish them. So it's all about conditioning them to throw out their hits, knowing when they're going to throw out their hits, dodging the hit, and then pressuring their next option. It's not about, because Mart's attacks are fast enough to the point that he can recover before you can really do much, but you can intercept the next button that he presses. So if you know what he's going to do as a defensive option when he misses, you can do whatever you want to him. The same way you fight Shulk in Smash 4. Like, he's got low ending lag. Like, it's a lot easier with Shulk because you can just intercept them before his attacks come out. But it's almost impossible to punish him because his attacks have such low ending lag. That's why you intercept the next option. Martha's the same way. He has low startup and low ending lag, but altogether it comes out to mid relief period of he can't do much to pressure you besides the defensive option. And that is your opportunity to pressure him and to really get your game going. If you can grab him right there, you got it. Whoever grabs who first, right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is. Anyways, we are out of time. So I really hope that this I really hope that you're able to apply this before this this tournament that's coming up. Because honestly, you are right there. You are right. You know you are right there. You have this.
Yeah, man.
It's just a matter of overcoming your own demons.
I'm gonna let you know.
For sure, man. Definitely keep that mindset. Never lose sight of the match. Don't lose sight of the journey for the destination.
Alright. So the document, right? Is it final? Can I like save it like that, or are you gonna add things?
I'm going to add a lot of things because it is not ready right now. I've just been keeping notes so that I can fill it out in a bit once we finish the lesson.
Alright, yeah.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to head out to the Arcadian. So, take care of yourself, man. It's it was a pleasure. Hope this helped, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks. See ya.